Hello. First tonight, the terrible state of housing for some tenants with private landlords. We've been out with housing enforcement officers in Peterborough as the city looks to bring in a licensing scheme. The idea to crack down on rogue landlords and make homes safer. The city has more than 20,000 rental properties and most of its landlords do a good job. But not all, as this film from Emma Bohr makes clear.
A really high reading here of moisture in the wall.
Housing officer Karina Sanchez checking a flat for damp.
It's extremely high, it's off the meter. You could smell the damp and mould. There is condensation, but also there's mould and significant dampness around all the windows into the walls.
And it's taking its toll on the tenants.
I've got asthma, yeah. I've been in and out of the hospital, GP. I'm struggling to breathe even from the smallest things, so it is hard.
While this isn't the worst they've seen, officers want to stop it turning into something like this at a house where a family are living.
So again, we've got very serious damp and mould.
It's most severe in what would be a child's bedroom.
The mould that you can see here is as bad as it gets, really. There's some very dangerous spores in here as well.
We've also got a problem with the floor here.
Yeah, so what's happened with the floor is the dampness has caused the timber in the floor to basically rot and to crumble. This is a real structural problem as well now.
Licensing properties could mean more spot checks on homes, but it is controversial.
When the council previously brought in licensing, it wasn't seen as popular with all landlords. Some saw it as an extra layer of bureaucracy, and some say it might put people off bringing all-important houses to the rental market.
The main argument that we might get would be that it's an unfair charge on landlords who are doing things brilliantly. And what we want to do is want to reassure those landlords to say that we want to put together a package of conditions and a scheme which can really benefit a good, positive landlord. We want them to be able to have positives from the scheme as well, so it's not just a tax or an unfair set of conditions.
The clue is very much in the name, selective licence. It should be used on a very, very selective basis to manage a small number of disruptive tenants and properties in that area. And so 40% coverage on this scheme seems pretty excessive to me, given that local authorities already have plenty of powers at their disposals to bring bad landlords to book.
The council does take action over dangerous homes, but for tenants, it can be a last resort.
They come to us when they're desperate, but even then they are very reluctant sometimes to progress with a case or for us to make contact with the landlord because they fear reprisals of being evicted because they've actually reported a repair.
It's really distressing for them. Your home is meant to be your sanctuary and your relaxing place, and it's just really a poor environment for all.
The council says licence or no licence, they'll try and make homes as safe as they can. Emma Bohr, BBC Look East, Peterborough.